Hi, now we will look into how to do an audio configuration for different digital audio workstations. Let's start with reviewing the configuration that I had. So for the simple case, I will use Digitakt as it has 12 channels in and 2 channels out. And this will be simulating the kind of a basic sound card in general, where you have like 2 channels or two channels in and 2 channels out. To show how to configure a complex audio setup, I will use the aggregate device that I have created named PR Audio. This device has pretty much 58 channels in and 48 channels out, and it is aggregating Universal Audio Thunderbolt devices, a drum machine, and the drums. So this is a good one to use for a complex audio configuration in digital audio workstations. As we now have our background covered, let's jump into Cubase to see how it is configured for the audio. So let's start Cubase and see how the audio routing is done within Cubase. We'll create an empty project, and now we have an empty project in front of us. The audio configuration in Cubase happens in Studio and Studio Setup. And then here you have an audio system that you need to click. And from the audio system, you can actually kind of define the driver that you use or the sound card that you will use, or in this case, this is an aggregate device. But anyway, let's do the simple one first and select Digitakt. Yes, I want to switch. Now I see that underneath the audio system, this changed to Digitakt as well. I can see my channels over there. I can rename these channels as well so that they are more meaningful for me. Anyway, this is pretty okay what the Digitakt gives like as channels in general. So I'm happy with this. I have the input channels and then the main stereo out, and that's pretty much it from here. Then in order to make things a bit more kind of convenient and simple, you can go over here and create input and output audio connections. Output we can't do much as there is only one stereo out. We'll look later about that when we have the complex case. Stereo in, I'm happy with having a main left and right from Digitakt, but then let's add a bus as an example for Mother 32. And now, of course, we need to also select the right device port in to be mapped on this Mother 32 bus. And now we see here we have stereo in, Mother 32, and then stereo out buses. So Cubase is working through these buses, and that's the way it goes here. Now it will be easy for me to create an audio track. If I do a stereo track, it will bring in stereo in and stereo out, and this one is the Digitakt. And then let's add a mono channel for that Moog. It automatically picks that up as well. And let's name the track as well with that name. So now I have everything hooked and configured for the audio in. I can't do much for the audio out, so I will show that in the more complex case. So now let's play the Digitakt and let's then arm it. So now you can hear it. And then now it's just the Mother 32. If you would like to hide the kind of the buses and only show the tracks that you are working with here in an arrangement view. You can go into these three dots and from here say that, you know, take away the input channels. You could also take away the output channel. And the metering you could always see from here, so you always see what goes out in the main stereo. So you might not need it in your mixer. So yeah, that's the simple case in a Cubase. Let's go back to Studio and Studio Setup, and then we will now go to Audio System back again, as we want to change the driver for the aggregate device. That is my default. Yes, please. And let's disarm that one so we don't get any nasty echoes. And let's go back here to see the audio setup. And then if I go to PR audio, I see that it has correctly recalled all the configuration related to this device, and all the naming is here as well, so I don't need to change anything. If I would like to, I could do so just by clicking and changing the name over here, but these are all good, and also the visibility is maintained, so I'm happy with this, and I say okay. Then actually let's kill these old tracks. And then also let's go to audio connections and remove this that is invalid. And then output is okay as always. Input, we could basically change this now to come from TR8S, left and right. We could even name this by TR8S. Then we can add a bus for a kick. And then of course now we need to change the routing here also so that it comes from the bass drum or kick drum channel. Then let's just as an example set up an output audio routing. So we add a bus, let's do a mono, and that's the Boss VO1, so to vocoder, and it picked the right channel for me automatically. So I'm happy with that. So I just then close this one. So we have the output bus is configured, we have the input bus is configured. So I'm a happy camper now. Then of course if I here click this so that it shows all. Now I see everything regarding on the channels and the names. So now I can go and add an audio track, and let's do a stereo first. So it picked up again the TR8S correctly. And name the track accordingly. Let's add a kick track with the mono, and I got that automatically as well as a kick. So now both of those are like okay, and then just to clean things up, okay, I'll just click away the input and output channels as I don't need them in the mixer as is. And now I just press play in a TR8S. And when I put the monitoring on, I can hear everything that comes from there. Then when I do a kick, now I can see that the kick is basically, you know, playing alone. Then I could now go and route the kick out to Boss VO vocoder. And Of course, I don't hear it in the main because it goes now out, but if I go and click on output channels, I can see that it actually is now routed to the Boss VO1 output channel and out to the external gear. So this is it regarding on the configuring audio in Cubase, showing an example how to deal with devices, do these mappings, and for your help use the audio connections, how to define these to make it more easy and simple. This concludes configuring the audio settings in Cubase. Next we will do it in Reason, and that's the last one. Remember to subscribe for the channel. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.